You don't get to choose the inmates. 74 juveniles in a cell house built for 24 with one staff member? That's not management. That's asymmetry. They would arrive with a sentence, different races, different intelligence levels, different education, different trauma, different mental health issues, different gang affiliations, different moral codes, different risk tolerance. Do you see where I'm going? And leadership was still responsible for positive outcomes. There was no hiring process, no culture fit interviews, no firing an inmate to just get rid of a problem. The system didn't work that way. It was a closed system. In prison, chaos is normal. Pressure is constant. Some people thrive on instability. Some people create it. Some people exploit it. On a daily basis, you're managing gang politics, staff dynamics, mental health crisis, suicide attempts, missing weapons, sudden violence, and audits from people that don't even understand the environment. So every detail in a prison matters. Every single detail. We counted pencils because a pencil can be a weapon. Miss one detail, someone doesn't go home. We counted keys because one mistake can unlock chaos. We counted people constantly because missing one person could mean that something bad really happened. That level of attention is not control. It's environmental awareness. Environmental awareness. There were many shifts where I was one staff with 74 inmates. If I lost legitimacy, even in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, the room would shift. Maybe not violently at first. It might have been quietly. But if I lost control of the room, if I lost legitimacy and I lost respect in an asymmetric environment, guess what? I had to follow it with some sort of control measure. So most leadership advice is built in optional environments where you can leave, they can leave, people can be replaced. We can wait things out. We can see what's going to happen. But guess what? In a prison, it doesn't work that way. And force was an option, but it was a last resort. If force became routine, leadership had already failed. They had already failed. What actually mattered was structure, predictability, clear standards, fair enforcement. That's what mattered. Leaders who could regulate in an environment designed to provoke reaction. Pressure doesn't change people, it exposes systems. So in here, where most leaders misunderstand leadership, they think leadership is about fixing people. In prison, that illusion dies fast. When chaos spiked, we identified the behavior. We definitely identified the behavior. We identified the person, we enforced the consequence, but we didn't stop there, because if we stopped at the individual, we missed the systematic breakdown. So after we did individual accountability, we asked, where did clarity fail? What standard was unclear? What warning signs did we miss or did we ignore? What did we tolerate last week that showed up today as a problem? Who hesitated? Who missed a warning sign that should have acted? Those are the questions that we would ask when we had a breakdown. Weak leadership stops at blame. Strong leadership audits the environment. If you only punish an individual and never fix the structure, you're guaranteed a repeat incident. That lesson transfers directly in business. Leaders fire someone and feel productive. They escalate, they feel decisive. They send a strong message and think the problem is solved. But if you do not fix the structure that allowed the behavior, all you did is buy yourself some time. Accountability handles the person. Systems prevent the pattern. And leadership is responsible for both. There were 4 non-negotiables that we live by in the prison system. First, standards beat intentions. Good intentions don't keep people safe. They do not keep people safe. Clear standards keep people safe. If a rule was optional on a calm day, guess what? It disappeared on a hard day. So standards had to be simple, observable, and enforced the same way every single day. Second, leaders regulate the system before they regulate people. Emotionally activated leaders know how to destabilize their environments. Third, predictability creates safety. Kindness without consistency is instability. Fourth, escalation is a leadership tax. If force became necessary, we reviewed leadership decisions before the incident. Escalation meant something failed. Something failed. Now, let's take this into the world of corporations and businesses. mergers, acquisitions, legacy hires, people you didn't choose. The environment is different, right? It's different from a prison system, but the dynamics are not. Culture feels strong on calm days, standards decay quietly, leaders escalate emotionally, and everyone acts surprised when things break. Here's the difference between leaders who hold under pressure and who collapse when pressure rises. Weak leaders tighten control, strong leaders tighten standards. So when pressure rises, weak leaders just get louder, strong leaders get clearer. When pressure rises, weak leaders chase motivation, strong leaders create predictability. And if you lead in a high pressure environment, ask yourself this: when your standards survive, would your standards survive asymmetry? Would they hold if you could not remove the people creating the friction? Would they hold if volatility spiked tomorrow? That's the difference between culture as a feeling and cohesion as a system. Leadership that only works on calm days isn't leadership. It is preference. In prison, you find that out immediately. And that's the difference between my leadership training and everyone else out there.